Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Have you been longing to get weight loss and fitness results and you find yourself overthinking, procrastinating, falling off track, or even self-sabotaging as you go? Well, I'm going to share with you 5 simple lessons that help me finally get serious about losing weight. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, The Power of Possibility, Passion, and Purpose. And I'm just going to share with you today 5 simple lessons that I've learned over the years that if I would have known these things from the very beginning, I probably wouldn't have taken me so long to lose the weight that I was frustratingly gaining year after year and hoping to lose, but somehow would just get off track and find myself self-sabotaging and overthinking what I was going to do. And I put this together to help you shorten the curve that to where if you're a person that's wanting to lose weight or finally wanting to lose the weight or get in shape and wanting to get beyond the guilt, the frustration, the procrastination, the self-sabotaging stuff, and you're finally wanting to get results and stop dabbling, these lessons and these tips I'm going to share with you are going to be so helpful. So here I was, 2003, quite a few years ago, April 13th, as a matter of fact. So as I'm recording this, it's about 17 years to the date. And I was super frustrated, and I had hit a tipping point, and I had said, enough is enough. It's time to get serious again. Yeah, I'd gotten serious several times before. I'd start on my journey to losing weight and finally lose my beer gut, only to, a few weeks in, begin making adjustments, modifications, rationalizations, just tweaking things to my plan a few weeks into it, and then eventually would allow something to get me sidetracked and eventually end up quitting. Because to be honest, and I think we can all agree here, not exercising and not having to worry about eating healthy and food preparations and focusing on healthy things was way much easier. And then I could focus on other things that brought me joy, like video games, binge watching movies, pizza, beer, Mountain Dew. Well, you get the picture, right? So yes, that was so much easier. But that easiness would always eventually tweak into frustration and guilt and sometimes I guess anger. I mean, yeah, this is the easy lifestyle, but it was messing with my weight. It was messing with my mood. It was messing with my energy and my waistline and my relationships and my productivity. Man. So I thought, what if I get serious and worked on dropping some of this weight and to actually not dabble in this, to not have those rationalizations or whatever I was calling justifications for getting off track or needing to step back and take it easy. What if I really stayed serious this time and committed for at least a period of time until I got some results? And I think that part there was until. I mean, how would that feel to accomplish something like that? So I asked myself, if I could commit to just showing up and doing the work and following a plan and doing the best I could on that particular day. It might not have been the best that I did a week before, but whatever I was bringing to it that day, what if I just did my best that day for the next few months? Knowing very well that there would be holidays, there would be events, there would be temptations, there would be days when I ran out of time, when I procrastinated, when I just didn't feel like it, when I was super sore, when I was sick, or totally exhausted after a long day. I could put those into play because those are the things that I use to justify the things that got me off track before. I know if I got beyond those things, I would feel so accomplished. and hopefully get results. There was nothing proven to me that I would get results, but I had seen enough of people's success stories that, they showed me proof. Now, I had no idea if they doctored their photos with Photoshop or not, but I thought, if I focus on this for the next 3 months, there's gotta be something along the way. If anything, I'll be a little bit stronger. I'll be able to make some adjustments to improve. That was my mindset and my thinking. So I did have to deal with some things along the way that were those challenges. And I knew that, but I told myself, what if I just showed up and did today? And all I did was earn myself an X on a calendar showing up that day. Okay. Now I know it's really easy to just, if you get sidetracked, to just kind of ignore it and let yourself off the hook. But I had played that game several times, and it never worked out for me. What if I decided to play the game a little bit differently? So here's some things I learned along the way. Hold yourself accountable and stop overthinking. My accountability was putting an X on the calendar. That was accountability to myself. But you know what? Sometimes it's really easy to let yourself off the hook because you're only accountable to yourself, right? Nobody else is there. And yes, desperately, I wanted to lose the weight. So big motivator. Here's a big motivator for you, is to publicly declare it on social media. I know, scary, right? But there's nothing like hundreds of friends and family rooting you on and following your journey. I know there'll be some of those little skeptics out there, and those people might say some things to get in your brain and take you out of the game because you've failed so many times before. But hey, you're doing things differently this time. You're out to prove something that you can do it. I can't let them down. Heck, that's a big motivator. It was a big motivator why I became a coach, was definitely to keep leading by example. To this day, I do my workouts to lead by example by doing that, and to stop overthinking it. A lot of times we're always getting ready to get ready, but it's like, what is it? 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, 3 to get ready, 3 to get ready, 3 to get ready, 3 to get ready. You get the idea. People are just like not taking the action to go, right? Next one. Set yourself a goal with lots of mini goals in between. Now, while I was focusing on losing weight, I didn't focus on the scale. I focused on belt loop notches, believe it or not. I didn't want to step on the scale. I didn't want a number to get in my head and take me out of the game where I work super hard all week only to maybe have gained 2 pounds. It wasn't the scale. I get was I think of the scale differently today, but at that time, the scale was getting in my head. So I just focused on how hard can I keep working until the next belt loop notch I can move to, until I need a new belt where the belt loop notches were getting smaller. So set small little goals for yourself. Like maybe it's just fitting into a certain size shirt or certain size pants, or other goals I've done over the years is using events to get in shape or to stay on track, like getting ready for the next event, which might be a reunion or a vacation or a family gathering or a wedding or some sort of thing. Whatever the next event was on the calendar, I was going to get in shape for that event. And there was my reward to get out, hang with family, maybe eat a few things that were off the grid, but it was just for that event, right? Tip number 3 is to have a structured program. Having a structured program is key. I can't stress this enough. I work with many people who I applaud because they embrace exercise, but to be honest, they're not getting results, and they're frustrated because of it. And that's because they're guessing their way through their workouts and not following a plan. I was that way myself. I would get an elliptical machine, but I really didn't have a plan on how to do it other than I did it for like a half hour each day, and I called it exercise. My mom, she would get on a treadmill and she would go at a very low speed, but she would call it exercise. It is movement and it is exercise, but there's one thing to say I'm going to show up every day to exercise. The other one is like, I want to get results with my exercise. And that was the deal for me. I bought myself some sort of little home gym, not as elaborate as a Bowflex of any sort, but I got one. But I didn't have a plan to follow. I just kind of went through the motions and said, well, maybe I should do this next. Maybe I should do this next. I think today's leg day. I'll do all the things that are leg related. But I really didn't have a plan or a system. It's once I had a plan, because I wanted to see results. I wanted to stop guessing. I wanted to see things beyond the scale that gave me feedback. So I followed a structured plan, and it gave me focus. It gave me motivation, and I began to see results much quicker than if I was winging it on my own. And I kind of kicked myself a little bit for wasting so much time doing this guesswork. But that's where I was at. I was overthinking it so much, and I just didn't get a good, solid plan to follow. So for those of you out there who are just picking and choosing random YouTube videos out there, it may be getting your exercise, but if you can get those into a structured plan of some sort throughout the week and follow those, that's going to help you along. Mine was a different thing. I had DVDs to start, and now I stream my workouts online. Next tip is to celebrate the small victories. You got to do that, because a lot of times my big goal was to lose my beer gut, and that was like the last thing that left. And so that's the only thing. Every time I saw in the mirror, I saw a big, huge beer gut. Although I had these other achievements that were going on, the beer gut was in my head. But you gotta find the other small victories in between. Those were initially my nemesis. I didn't believe they would be my nemesis, but I kept at it each week, and I got better. And one day, I pushed so hard that I met a benchmark in my program where I was able to bang out 7 reps of 3 different styles of workouts. So 21 straight push-ups in different ways. And oh my gosh, I just threw my hands in the air and I acknowledged myself, and I was so proud of what I did. And I did the same thing with pull-ups. It was a big deal the first time I was able to do one unassisted without a chair. So I think acknowledging yourself is super huge. And if you can, don't celebrate with food and letting yourself off the hook. Like, man, I'm at this benchmark. I'm at a certain weight loss goal. And then you go out and binge for the weekend, get upset, and then you start on a different cycle the other way. Find some things. My friend, as she hit weight loss goals, her weight loss goals was always to fit into a smaller shirt. And she would go out and buy a certain shirt that she really wanted, and she would buy it like a size smaller than hers, than she could fit into, and she'd hang it up on the wall, and that was her goal. Next tip is, even if you can't exercise, don't give up. Sometimes you get sick, or maybe an unfortunate injury takes you out of the game, or maybe you tweak something. But here are things I learned that you can do instead of giving up and doing nothing and saying, well, I'm just going to take it easy because I tweaked my ankle. That's what happened to me when I first started. I had twisted my ankle going down the stairway. Here's what I learned. If the top half is broken, work the middle and the bottom. If the bottom half is broken, work the middle and the top. If you can't work out at all, dial in and focus on your nutrition. There's always something that you can focus on and work on. So put that together. So where are you at? I mean, how long have you been wanting to get results and you find yourself falling off track or self-sabotaging as you go along? Time to draw that line in the sand. Trust yourself and trust the process by following the lessons that I just gave you. And let me know which ones help. And if you'd like some accountability, join my accountability and support group for extra motivation and support to get those results. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this. Not only to keep myself accountable, but I want to help you get the results so you can take on other things, have more energy, have more time, have more productivity, have more focus, have more fun. You can email me at perrytinsley@gmail.com to get on that list for the next group that we have going on, or join the current group that we have going on. So I hope to hear from you there. And if you would like some more amazing ways to put yourself first and prove to yourself that you can do great things and give yourself a structure even when you're super crazy busy, go and download my free PDF, Morning Success Habits. It's a Success Habits master list. It's packed with routines, rituals, tips, strategies to move you from feeling chaotic and overwhelmed to feeling grateful, healthy, happy, focused, fulfilled. And it's absolutely free, and you can find that at morningsuccesshabits.com. Once again, it's morningsuccesshabits.com. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. And please share, subscribe, leave an honest rating and review in your podcast app. And that will help other people discover this show and the value and the tips. That would absolutely be awesome. You rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.